It's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
From Windsor, Ontario, it's Remotely Zach. And now from Studio 17 in the automotive capital of the world, oh boy, Zachary Thomas.
Hello everybody and welcome to the show. Welcome to Remotely Zach. I am your host, everybody's favorite, Zachary Thomas. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Wow. Have we got a really great show for you this evening? It's a brand new year and the news is just itching for me to talk about it. But before I do, I want to make sure that you subscribe to the Zachattackproductions YouTube channel. Remember, there is no greater internet theft than watching videos and not subscribing. Really isn't. Well, it's a windy and cold day out here in Windsor, Ontario. And to give you a sense of how cold it is, if you go outside for just 2 minutes, you know when your mom would say if you make that face, it's going to stay like that? Yeah, that's 2 minutes outside. Ooh. Well, it's 2024. What's everybody afraid of? I mean, I don't see what the problem is. Let's see, Trump is deranged, Republicans are a mess, and there is still the possibility Trump could get back into the White House. Yeah, I'd be terrified too. Man, I didn't think I was going to make it past episode 5. Whew. I just want to say thank you to the viewers who watch every night. All 5 of you, likely in the same house. And I also want to say thank you for letting me into your bedrooms every night. Now put your pants on. It's time for me to finish the work. I'm really thrilled. I am. Oof. So much fun. But you know who may not be thrilled today? Joe Coy. Did you not see his Golden Globes performance? Take a look.
Yo, I got the gig 10 days ago. You want a perfect monologue? Yo, shut up.
Joe Coy got the 2024 Golden Globes off to a bumpy start, going off script as some of his jokes were met with not-so-enthusiastic reactions. The night's host aimed zingers at the year's biggest TV shows and films, including Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer answered a lifelong question that's been on my mind for years. Yes, scientists do get laid.
He then brought Barbie into the conversation and had this to say.
Oppenheimer is based on a 721-page Pulitzer Prize-winning book about the Manhattan Project. And Barbie is on a plastic doll with big boobies.
Oh, Coy. Oh my God. Whew. That crowd was tougher than an overcooked steak. You just hear the biting into the leather. Whew. Man, you would think Joe was telling jokes in an empty room. Hey, by the way, that's my thing. I mean, aren't celebrities not people anyway? I gotta give him props for telling those jokes. Oh my God. But as you may have seen, Taylor Swift was in attendance, slaying the red carpet, as she always does. Whew. I mean, I was there too. Take a look. I think we may have clashed a little bit. Oh, you know who else was there? Kylie Jenner and boyfriend that I want to be my boyfriend, Timothy Chalamet. There was also some alleged beef between Selena Gomez and Jenner because Selena wanted to take a picture with Timothy, but Kylie said no. I've been like, bitch, get out of the way. Just get out of the way. Wouldn't that have sucked? I mean, not as much as Joe Coy's monologue, but anywho, I digress. 50 Cent has announced that he will be practicing celibacy. Okay, first of all, if there's anyone who needs to be practicing celibacy, it's Nick Cannon. I swear to God, it's Nick Cannon. Cannon has said that he would like to make his 13th baby with Taylor Swift. First of all, stop making babies. Just stop. Second of all, buy a fucking condom. If you can afford 12 kids, you can afford condoms. Or better yet, just get him a cone, like dogs wear when they, after their surgery, to keep them from licking themselves. Just put that around your dick. Speaking of dicks, Donald Trump. With Nikki Haley growing as a viable threat to his nomination campaign, he had this to say about her. Watch.
Nikki Haley has been in the pocket of the open borders establishment owners her entire career, and She's a globalist, you know. She likes the globe.
She likes the globe, not as much as Venus, Saturn, or Jupiter. I love Jupiter. It's a good planet. But not as much as I love Uranus. God, I love Uranus. It's nice. It's round planet. But it went from wild to whatever the fuck this is.
Missile coming in. These geniuses sit down. Most of them are, they're from MIT, but they sit down, bing, 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 boom, she.
America, may I present to you the new national anthem when Trump gets reelected? Bing, bang, zing! That's exactly how you give your kids the sex talk. Mommy, Daddy, where do babies come from? Bing, bang, zing! Moving on, the United States Congress has been ranked the lowest producing Congress in 30 years. At least the House was. But the Senate? Oh my. This story came out the week after our final show, and the Senate was oh so productive. Because a staffer for Democratic Senator Ben Cardin filmed a gay porn film in one of the Senate hearing rooms. At least somebody was doing something. The video was leaked by several right-wing media outlets who are clearly obsessed. And by the way, they wouldn't be this obsessed if it was a straight couple. I'm just going to say that right now. The room where this happened is exactly the same room where the Supreme Court justices are confirmed. So I guess everybody got fucked there. Everybody. Locally, Windsor police have located and arrested a suspect in a chainsaw theft. The woman reportedly stole chainsaws from a retail store, and police also said that this man may be involved. Ooh, this is scary. A cabin panel flew off in midair during an Alaska Airlines flight, leaving a gaping hole in the plane's fuselage and forcing an emergency landing. Yeah. That's right, you heard me. The door just flew completely off. And they eventually found the door in the backyard of a school teacher. I kind of figured they would find it in the middle of a field. I mean, they found John Bobbitt's penis, so anything is possible. Oh, and it gets scarier. A 15-year-old had his shirt sucked right off of him. I mean, like, phew, phew. When asked to describe it, it could only be described like this.
Bing, 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 boom, she.
More airfails. A Canadian Airlines flight had to be delayed after a passenger opened the rear plane door and fell out of the plane. Yeah. Now the man was injured, and you know what the story needed to make it a little bit more hilarious? A Canadian Airlines flight had to be delayed after a passenger opened the rear plane door and fell right out of the plane. Well, we got a great show for you this evening. We take a look at the weirdest news found on the internet. But when we return, did I read that right? Really, did I? Really all I know how to do. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far, and if you are, make sure to give us a like, comment, and subscribe to the Zachattackproductions YouTube channel. Please make sure you do that. Anywho, with that said, we still got more great content for you. I'll be taking a look at the weirdest news found on the internet, as well as Florida Man, so you'll want to stick around for that. Yep, we still got that. But for right now, this is one of my favorite segments. You ever see stuff that's just not quite right? It's just like, no, whether it's a sign or a headline or anything like that. Well, I see them all the time, and I bring them to you in my segment. Did I read that right? Alrighty, our first one up here. This is our first one. Murderer says detective ruined his reputation. Just another thing for lawyers to get a bad rap about. I killed my ex-wife, but my lawyer, he ruined my reputation. Wow. Take a look at our next one here. Coincidence? I think not. Warning, low-flying owls. Lost Chihuahua. Call 918. You get the thing. Wait, is that owl flying lower? That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Yeah. That's it. All right, our next one here. Wow. You find a great deal. Man, and I don't think the deal could get better than this. Classic Lay's chips, $35 was $35. Man, the economy is rough. Man, where that sounds like a great deal. It's like you almost got nothing off that bag of chips. It's great. Wow. Alrighty. I really don't think they see the mistake, or at least the irony of this. Chick accuses some of her male colleagues of sexism. You don't say. Really don't say. Alrighty, coming up here. Police. Man thought he could only be charged with burglary at night. Yeah, wow. Because, if you're burglarizing a place during the day, it's really considered a visiting. It really is. You're just visiting is really what it is, basically, at that point. Alrighty. Zachattackproductions, we're a startup here. So again, subscribe. That's right, we are a startup here. But it's these businesses that are the real MVPs. Nobody, motivational speaker. I started a restaurant with 1 rice. And we eventually got to 100 rice. And the beans and the vegetables. And the chicken. Well, those are some headlines that really didn't sound quite right. Make sure you stick around because I have the weirdest news found on the internet. Stick around. It's Friday, and that means it's time for the weirdest news found on the internet. That's right, it's time for weird news. Woo, doggy! Our first weird news story of the year comes from the state of Alabama, where a man crashed his car stripped naked, butt naked, and plunged into a giant aquarium. In that order. This occurred at the Bass Pro Shop outside of Birmingham, according to Leeds Police Chief Paul Irwin. According to local police, the 42-year-old Alabama man did a cannonball leap into the aquarium and then stood under a waterfall. He left the water to yell at 2 officers and then dove back into the aquarium, police said. They're messing with my catfish. The man eventually climbed over the side of the aquarium and fell to the concrete floor below. Police then apprehended him, the news site AI.com reported. Somebody send this man to the Olympics. This man needs to be in the Olympics, representing the great state of Alabama. Time to travel across state lines for the adventures of...
Florida man, does whatever a Florida man can. Look out, here comes the Florida man.
A Florida man was caught on video making dirt angels while running from deputies on Christmas Eve. That's a thing? Dirt angels? Just after 7 p.m., deputies said the driver who was involved in a 1-vehicle car crash in Tampa fled the scene of the crash before law enforcement arrived, according to a post made by the social media account of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Good old social media. Deputies identified the driver as Eliezer Armando Rios, 34, who they said took off and ended up climbing a fence into a large construction site while running from deputies. Reyes Rios was seen on video by the sheriff's aviation unit laying down in a pile of soil and started making what officials described as dirt angels. You gotta admire the creativity. I mean, you really gotta admire that kind of creativity. He was also seen making calls on his phone. Deputies stated he then sprang up to his feet and climbed over the fence, but wasn't fast enough as he was apprehended by 3 deputies and a canine unit. Well, darn. If you thought that was wild, you ain't seen nothing yet. Time for the weirdest news stories from the Great White North. Stories that'll make you say,
"Oh, Canada."
Another kangaroo has fled, this time in Chatham, Ontario. According to municipal police, the animal got out of the Greenview Park and Zoo located in the hamlet of Morpeth. Just what the hamlet of Morpeth wants to be known for, escaped kangaroos. Police later tracked it down several kilometers away near Ridgetown on Tuesday, and good old Kangaroo Jack was escorted back to Greenview Aviaries without incident. Hey, by the way, what's a kangaroo's favorite type of music? Hip-hop. What? Nothing? Nothing for that one? That was a good one. Well, that's the show for you this evening. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. If you liked tonight's broadcast, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Zachattackproductions YouTube channel. And you can also find me on social media. Those links are always down in the description below. I want to say thank you to my announcer, Riley Livingston. I've been your host, Zachary Thomas, and I'll see you again next week. Same place. You pretty much know, same time, right? Good night.
That was easy.
Easy for you to say. You don't have to make that dad joke.
Well, that's the show for tonight. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with all the latest Remotely Zach. You can also follow us on our social media. I'm Riley Livingston. Good night.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. I hope you enjoyed that video. Click over here to check out this video just like it, and also click down here to subscribe to the Zachattackproductions YouTube channel. Please, I need a reason to not post pictures of my feet.